Tim, I've never been to BlizzCon before.
Neither have I.
We're going to our first BlizzCon.
It's going to be amazing.
That's pretty exciting, and I think it should be a pretty good one too.
I thought you'd been before, actually, genuinely.
Oh, no, I haven't.
Okay, good. So the bit where we're going to ask each other what to expect, neither of us know.
Yes.
Okay. What are you most excited about?
So, I mean, there's this big indication that Blizzard's going to announce something new here, right? I mean, they've kind of gotten this habit over the past couple of years of just releasing a lot of stuff, which, if you look back into like 2005, mid-2000s, like they're releasing maybe one game or one expansion a year, and they've really gotten aggressive about their approach. So, even with Titan being canceled recently, the news of that earlier this year, excited to see what's next from them.
I actually think the Titan cancellation probably almost locks in the idea they're going to show something new. The fact they were kind of happy with that information being out there suggests to me they've got something to kind of fill that gap in terms of probably a brand new IP. Well, we're both quite confident based on secret sources we can't reveal that there will be a new thing. Yeah,
we've definitely had it hinted to us that something's coming, so that's encouraging. And hopefully something original, hopefully something that isn't sort of in an existing IP, one of the crafts, basically.
Of those existing games, which do you think you're most looking forward to kind of hearing new stuff about?
I would be most excited about Diablo stuff. I think that's the least likely since it's the game most recently to have an expansion, if you're not counting World of Warcraft. But I'm actually looking forward to seeing them make the case for Heroes of the Storm. They sort of had this initial push, inviting some people into the pre-release period. I don't think it really sold a lot of people on it. It's a pretty crowded field, obviously, for MOBAs. I'm just looking to see if they sort of change the design of the game, change their approach, make it more competitive, or if they're going to sort of double down on making it very accessible.
We posted a story on the site this week about a copyright filing that Blizzard made for something called the Eye of Azshara. I've done a little bit of digging. Mm-hmm. I'm a Hearthstone guy more than a Warcraft guy.
Right.
And from what I can work out, the likelihood, so Azshara in Warcraft lore is both a place and a person, and it's a region that after the Cataclysm, I've got to be careful not to expose my lack of actual lore knowledge here, was overrun by the Bilgewater Cartel goblins. And through the official Hearthstone account, they've been kind of doing quite a bit of goblin-themed hinting. That particularly there was a picture they tweeted today, which linked to a blog post, which was this kind of piece of prose about two goblins playing a game of Hearthstone but using sticks of dynamite rather than the rope as a timer. And people have interpreted that, I think maybe correctly, as being a kind of blitz mode, like a speed mode of Hearthstone. And there's also quite a bit of talk in amongst it of not being able to quite see the table properly and how that could be made better. And spectator mode is something they've been talking about for ages, and that could, I think, well even be switched on at the weekend for the big tournament, the World Championships, where there's a $250,000 prize pool. But they also sent me, in the run-up, this is a picture of a Demolisher from the game, the Demolisher card, which is a kind of it chucks bombs around, but it's another goblin invention. So the suggestion, I think, that a lot of people are picking up online is that the next card expansion, which I think they will announce this weekend, it's going to be a 100-strong set of cards. It's going to be heavily goblin-themed. So, are you excited about that? Less than me, probably.
No, I mean, it's amazing that the community can sort of unravel that much from a trademark filing. That's ridiculous. Yeah. That's pretty exciting, but yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see Hearthstone continue to grow. It's nice that a free-to-play card game can draw so much, like a wider audience than World of Warcraft itself.
I think what's interesting is seeing the rhythm of it now, because Nax came out, a few months ago, and I feel as someone who's a real obsessive with it, I feel even watching the qualifiers for the World Championships that it was the same decks really, barring a few tech card tweaks that were turning up. So I suspect the new cards will be out before the end of the year, because I think A, they'll want to capitalise on the holiday market, and B, they kind of need to. They need to have those new cards out. But what about jumping through the rest of the Blizzard catalog? What about StarCraft?
Yeah, StarCraft, I mean, esports are as big as they've ever been right now. I mean, if you look at Dota 2, if you look at League of Legends, just finishing up Worlds 2014 last month, they're enormous. And yet StarCraft, arguably like the original esport, has kind of drifted into third place here. So it's going to be really interesting to see how aggressively Blizzard approaches sort of reinvigorating it with the new expansion, the Protoss expansion that we're expecting to be announced officially and sort of shown for the first time.
Because the suggestion always was after StarCraft 2 came out that the Zerg and the Protoss expansions would follow quite quickly on the heels of, but quite quickly in Blizzard land. has a different meaning.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they like to take their time to make that balance perfect, right?
Soon TM is the joke, isn't it?
Valve has Valve time as well. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they approach that. Are they sort of content to let StarCraft kind of remain how it is in third place, or are they going to sort of very aggressively try and reinvigorate some excitement around it as an esport?
And I think there's one session or showcase for the Warcraft movie. What do you think they're going to show, like some actual chunk of footage from it, or?
You'll get a big tease for sure. I mean, you can tell that they're eager to. If you look at like Mike Morhaim's, Rob Pardo's Twitter accounts, you can see them sort of talking about it, hinting at it over the past 6 or 8 months. They're really eager to get some word out there. It's been a long time in the works, obviously. Yeah.
I'm actually quite hyped for it. I mean, like I said, I've come to the Warcraft lore through Hearthstone, so I previously didn't know that much about it, but now like I feel like I would want to watch, partly because Duncan Jones is involved, right?
Yeah.
And like you trust him off the back of me. But
I trust him off the back of he's David Bowie's son. So
just for that, any offspring side by Bowie, you're willing to consume their works.
There might be a lot of them out there in the world, let's be honest.
And so we're sharing a room. You worried at all about any of my personal hygiene habits or just other kind of quirks?
I think we'll be fine. I think it's a smaller show. That's kind of what I'm looking forward to. It's going to be like, it's weird because we've gone to all these PAXs and E3s and like even GDC. It's it's smaller, it's developers, but like something so focused. It's going to be interesting to see sort of the enthusiasm for just those specific games on display there by probably Blizzard's most ardent fans. I'm looking forward to that.
Sometimes I just blurt out Hearthstone emotes in my sleep.
So you're going to be one of them.
Yeah.
I see. All right.
Good. Well, we'll be reporting from the show with more videos, the written word as well.
Yes.
So hopefully, stay tuned. Check out what we're up to.